type of structure.
Yeah.
I believe that the ancient ones, they saw the pyramid formations in the sky, and not only do they consider mountains holy, but they created their own mountain in the likeness of what they saw in the sky. It also represents an energy or power source for these ley lines that create energy for these creatures, for these UFOs, if you will. So it's the same thing. I mean, so now we have the same stories, the same type of legends, myths, if you will, and then we have the pyramids, you know, which these people had no contact with each other from across the world, but yet they're erecting the same type of structure, and they're talking about the same type of legend.
Yeah, they use different names for the gods,
Sure.
but the exact same stories in Egypt show up in Central and South America as stories about Quetzalcoatl.
That's right.
You know,
That's
different name, same stories. All right, now look, I'm going to put a couple of pictures up here, and what we're looking at is some Hohokam jewelry and artwork that was found here in Hohokam territory in Arizona. It's a black and white photograph, so you know you can't see too much about how pretty this stuff is, but that's a lot of turquoise in that as well. But there's a shape there that I thought, you know, I've seen that elsewhere. And where else did I see it? Well, in the Sumerian depiction of their god, their chief god. This is An, or Anu. In that depiction, the shape of it is very much the same as the shape in this Hohokam artwork that depicts their chief god. Now, I ask myself, is it just coincidence? It's just shape. We can't see much about the Hohokam art. We can't see much in it. Is it just a coincidence? Well, maybe. But I'm going to put up now, Jeff, a picture that you sent to me. And this is of the petroglyphs out, this is some petroglyphs out on South Mountain. In this, what I've done, I don't have the whole picture in the frame. What I've done is I've zoomed in on one particular section because we're going to pay attention to that particular section. That section is the rock that's setting center top and the things that are there in the rock. Now, I want to say, first of all, that I have seen this shape of, it looks like, the one I saw, it looked like a barbell. It just had two of these orb things on it connected by a line between them. Looked like a barbell. I've seen that in the sky above Phoenix. We've talked about that before, and you've seen it as well, Jeff. But I want us to focus on that, and what we're going to do is to make this easy, to make it easier to compare. I'm going to switch from a photograph to a sketch of that rock, and now we're looking at a sketch of this same petroglyph. Here's what's interesting about this. These are all things in that one rock. These are all things that are up in the sky. And we know because down below them are things on the ground. You can see some, animals and stuff on the ground. These are things up in the sky. And look at the different configurations that we have here of creatures. There's these lizard man looking things, and there's like 4 different configurations of those. There is this serpent looking thing, and then there's the barbell looking thing. Now, here's why that's important. That's important because whenever we compare it with other artwork from other ancient civilizations, look what we get. The picture on the right is one of these lizard men, and it's from Sumeria. And there's a red arrow pointed to the exact same configuration on the petroglyph that's out here on South Mountain. Now that's not, Jeff, you can back me up on this. This lizard man drawing, there's not just one of those out there. They're all over the place out there.
Oh, that's correct. Yes, that story of the lizard people is all over the mountain here.
All right, now you've talked with some of the current-day Pima people. You've talked with some of the elders, and you've gotten them to tell you some of what these petroglyphs are about, and you've learned something about their story about these lizard people. Tell us about the lizard people. What's the story? Well, a break just took over. We'll be back, and when we come back from this break, Jeff, I want you to tell us about the lizard people. Who are they, and why are they important to the Native Americans? We'll be back. Are you a member of our inner circle? Join today by subscribing to the Kevin Smith Show members area.
Where's the genius in being in the dark? Subscribe to the K-Files e-zine today.
Welcome back to the Kevin Smith Show. Those of you joining us just now in this second hour, welcome aboard. I'm glad you're here. We're talking with Jeff Woolline. We're talking about the Hohokam, a people that you may have not heard of, but may be as significant to the Americas as the ancient Sumerians are to what we would call the Middle East today. These were amazing people, and they had amazing stories to tell. Now we just took a look at the petroglyphs of the lizard people, and I've asked Jeff to tell us, what do the Native Americans in this area say about those lizard people today? What do they say about them, Jeff?
Well, when I've asked the Pimas, some of the ancestors here around the valley, on the story here, they said that when they arrived here, when the Hohokam arrived here, that they didn't know how to live, and so these lizard people emerged up out of the sand world, and some would say that they lost their tail because they wanted to look